Hamnet was so boring. We're talking about Boy Meets World again. We gotta move on. We're already at an hour.
Might talk about Roofman again, too.
Yeah, well, good.
Uh,
That's that reason why you should stream Roofman tonight, number 10.
Welcome back to episode 96 of Movie Rebrew. And with me today, my award correspondent and brother of the pod. Welcome back to the pod, Chuck.
Hello, happy to be back. We finally have the unveiling of the Oscar nominations. This is what we waited 10 months for. So here we are.
Yeah. Chuck's on to kind of talk about a lot of awards update. And we're going to touch on about 4 movies that were quite good that have some award pedigree that really haven't been covered yet on a podcast. So we're going to cover, help me out, Chuck, if I forget something, Sentimental Value, Song Sung Blue, Hamnet,
And Train
Train Dreams. And so all 4 of those were nominated in some capacity for Above the Line awards. 3 Best Picture noms, right? And
3
then
Best Picture noms. Yeah, Kate Hudson and Song Sung Blue, which was my upset special that I was very happy about.
Yeah. So yeah, Chuck, I think we can hop right into awards season. The Academy Awards came out about a week as of this recording. Chuck was on right before the Oscar noms were announced. Chuck, how'd you end up doing?
I did okay. I did better below the line than overall. I think I got 97 out of 100 or 125, so not great, but in the top, I don't know, maybe 5% or something like that. So not bad.
Top 5%?
I mean, yeah, something like that. Like 250th out of 11K or something. So I mean, I don't know how
Yeah.
live some of those people were, but yeah, I mean, 36 out of 40 above the line, and then below the line, man, it's just it was a pretty crazy year, dude. Like just watching the nominations that morning, I was just like, I was kind of floored. It seemed what seemed like every other name and movie they announced, honestly, especially below the line.
36 out of 40 above the line, though?
Yes,
Because out of
and
your
that,
Best Pictures, you missed what? Only one? Only F1? If memory
I missed only
serving?
one. Correct. Yeah, I think I missed one Best Picture, F1. I went with it was just an accident. I went with I don't know. I would Odessa Asian and supporting actress, but her and Ariana Grande got snubbed for Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value. That was one of the upsets of the morning. Paul Mescal got snubbed as a supporting actor. That was one I got wrong. And I think that might have been it. There might have been one other one, screenplay or something, counting that above the line.
Yeah. And I think the 2 big stories is the fact that Wicked for Good got 0 noms.
Yeah, I think that's one of the major headlines for sure.
Which we
Yeah.
touched upon last time we spoke a little bit, that Wicked for Good was going to underperform, but I think you're predicting 4 the last time we
I think,
spoke.
yeah, when it was all said and done, I think I went with 4. I pulled Ariana from supporting actress. I obviously didn't have
Okay.
it. Yeah, I didn't have it in best picture. So, costume design, production design, song, stuff like that. I really thought it was, after the 10 nominations last year, I didn't think they'd go full snub like that. That was pretty surprising for sure.
I mean, to not give costume is like actually crazy.
Yeah, it won
It's
that
like
last year, and I mean, it's it's
borderline
filmed at the same
insane.
time, so it's like literally the same costume like design.
Yeah.
With that said,
And-
look, it's a sequel, right? They generally don't like sequels as much as normal. This one wasn't as good as the original. On top of it, they gave the first one 10 nominations. I think this one rolled out, and they just said, we're not doing that again, collectively.
No, yeah, I think that's very true. I think It's not surprising. Like I agree with you. This is very much part two of a 2-part movie, and they gave it a million awards last time. Gave it some wins. It's understandable. Also, this one didn't perform as well.
Yeah,
Critic
I can.
wise,
Yeah,
box office wise, I think they just kind of put their foot down across the board. It's kind of wild that like even like it literally across the board, because the way the nominations work is that if you're a costume designer, you're only nominating costume designer and best picture. So the fact that literally across the board, all the different guilds were like, "Nah, we're good here," that's honestly truly shocking. But I mean, I think it tracks with the fact that they were just kind of like, "You made this movie last year.
yeah.
We're not going to reward it again."
Not gonna
So
reward
I
it
mean,
again, and they
yeah,
often don't, right? Like, I mean, we see a lot of those sequels underperform, and like we said, this was also an objectively bad sequel, so it's really no surprise at the end of the day. You made a great point though, man, because it is, each category, like the guild, it votes separately. It's like it's not like it was a blanket thing where like half of them just didn't. It seemed like every single individual one just didn't go for it, which was just shocking because it popped up at BAFTA, it popped up at critics, it popped up in some of these other bodies. So
for sure.
yeah, to see a hard line like that, that was shocking. It really was. Yeah. And you freeze?
No,
Oh.
no. I'm
Wow.
just I'm just
Stoic.
No, I'm just looking at history of like big time sequels that actually
Mhm.
got more noms than their original movies.
That's rare.
Um
Does that ever happen? Has that ever happened? Like, has there ever been a sequel that just got like way more noms than the original? That's a good question. I'm not even sure. Nothing
uh
nothing stands
Re-
out to me.
Return of the King pops up, Lord of the Rings. It went
Yeah.
11 for 11. But that was
Those
kind
make
of the
sense.
climax. Yeah, that's all kind of one movie. I mean, I guess it's similar to this movie, but that was one big climax. Um The Godfather Part 2 received 11 noms. And won 6 when the original got 11 noms and only won 3.
There
Mad
you go.
Max Fury Road got 10 noms. Mad Max Fury Road did awesome, while
Oh,
Mad
okay.
Max,
Yeah.
the OG Mad Max, got 0 noms. But
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like 30 years later, right? And then
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick got 4 noms. Sorry, the original got 4 noms, won 1. The second one received 6 noms. Didn't win anything, but it got 6 noms, including a Best Picture, which I would consider that probably better. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
Toy Story 3 also comes up too,
Toy
getting a
Story
Best
3
Picture
stuck out to
nom.
mind. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it happens, but those are like some of the greatest movies that have come out in the last 20 years. It takes that
Right.
kind of movie in order to do it.
Yeah, and
And
I mean
Wicked
this
for
this
Good
this was
was
this was
not
getting
in
like
that class.
critically panned. The music was a far step down. Not to mention it was filmed at the same time. I think that actually might have been the thing that really decided. Like they filmed at the same time. They pretty much grouped those two movies together and said we already rewarded this movie franchise, whatever.
Yeah, and it
That's
boils down to the movie itself just wasn't very good.
yeah, it just wasn't good.
No Roof Man.
No roof man. That
And that
no
leads
roof.
me to the second biggest headline. Roof Man was also snubbed.
Roof man was snubbed. What the hell? All 20,
I should have
all
said, and the
24 of my
biggest
yeah, all 24 of my missed predictions were Roofman, actually.
kind of got robbed in production design. You could arguably say that was deserving. They built a Toys R Us for the movie.
I mean, I
That
don't want
looked
to see
awesome.
I don't want to see yeah, actually, that's a great point. Like, I heard what they put in to do that too. There's like a
Ooh.
featurette, like a 10-minute featurette on the making of the set of that. And it's really cool, man.
Yeah.
What it took. They said people were walking in thinking it was a real Toys R Us.
They had
Like,
to
while
buy the Tickle
get
Me
off the
Elmos
street.
off eBay, right?
Yeah, yeah, all sorts of toys off eBay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, let's just talk
Ryan
about Roofman for the next hour.
well, Ryan finally saw Roof Man, and
Okay. And you
he was
hate
like,
it.
"Well, that movie." He was like, "Well, that movie's actually pretty good." We're like, "Yeah, I mean,
I mean, yeah, it's
it,
great. It's a great
we're
movie. I mean,
we're not joking about it because it's bad. The movie itself is actually good. Like
it's actually
it's
good.
totally
It's just kind of funny because it was like left behind in award season. You bring it up, and like in an alternate reality, like
yeah,
it could have contended some places, but at the same time, that's it's no surprising a movie like that. I even called it. It wasn't going to do well, and it makes no sense for that movie not to do well in theaters. Like that makes
Yeah.
that movie should have just crushed. Like
Yeah, that movie had to make like 80 mil in theaters in order to have a chance, and it didn't do that. But back to the matter at hand. Avatar: Fire and Ash only got 2 noms. I think
yeah.
both techs. So I mean, both of the big sequels did poorly. And then but on the what did really well, Sinners broke the record with 16 noms. We kind of
Mhm.
talked about how there's now best cast, but there's only one sound category, so it kind of evens out.
Sinners led the way with 16. I had it for 15, so it did break the record. I think it ended up being maybe not the boldest call to see that happen by the end of by the time the noms came out, but still, I mean, there were definitely people trying to pull away from it, thinking no way it was gonna get 14, 15, 16. And I had it pegged for 15, but it got the 16th in supporting actor.
Yeah,
We did not see that.
Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo, who was snubbed for Five Bloods a few years back, and that was a
Hmm.
big deal. And so they kind of made right for it here. So that was cool to see. I mean, does that just show the strength of Sinners? It might, man. Like, you know, it's got to be taken seriously. I think in the betting markets they got that as the second favorite right now. Only like 3 or 4 to 1. So it's looking like it's at least a 2-horse race right now.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what I knew him from. Yeah, it's The Five Bloods. He was
Yeah,
awesome in that movie.
absolutely.
Um, yeah, I mean, I kind of was happy to see him there because that was like that was a true supporting role. It was kind of a softer role. He was really kind of the heart of that movie, and it was
He
nice
was.
that if you're gonna reward Sinners 15 times, and yeah, throw him a 16th. Who do you get it over though, Chuck?
Yeah, he got it over Paul Mescal, which was kind of a
Oh
surprise.
wow! I mean, I
Yeah.
actually love that move, but that is actually shocking.
That is shocking. But maybe maybe they didn't go for it because they're like, well, that's a lead role. I'm not gonna vote for that role here because I think it
Eh,
was a lead role.
Yeah, I mean, way more than some of these other ones in this category.
Yeah, right.
Uh, and then One Battle for Another got 13 noms. I mean, I don't know. It could potentially win 11, right? Probably not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean I still have it favored for you know director, best picture, supporting actress, adapted screenplay. So we'll see. We'll see how
best
I mean,
cast,
man, that's a little more in the air, I would say. But yeah, no, for sure. I mean, why? I mean,
editing.
that could absolutely be considered. Yeah, editing, right? I mean, editing be the one that would come along with it. We saw in a Norris sweep last year. Why couldn't we see a sweep this year for something? And why not one
Yeah.
battle, right?
Yep. And
I
then the
don't
other
see I don't
big,
see I don't see PTA getting pipped at the end here though, man. Like I think should win director.
for sure. Um, I agree. It's still One Battle for Another's uh, Oscar to lose for Best Picture. And then the other ones that got a bunch of noms, I'm drinking out of my Shape of Water mug as we speak. Frankenstein got 9 noms, not surprising. Marty Supreme got 9 noms. If you had told me that like 4 months ago, I would be surprised by that because it's not a movie that's gonna do very well below the line. But it ended up pulling out 9 noms. Sentimental Value, another movie that you don't think would do great below the line, it got 9 noms. Hamnet got 8 noms. And then as we fall a bit farther down, Begonia, which ended up holding on and ended up doing well, ended up getting a Best Picture nom, even though for a while there it looked like it might only get Best Actress. It ended up getting 4 noms. And then I think one of the biggest surprises of the day, F1 got 4 noms, hung around, and got a Best Picture nom, which I think is super cool. I actually loved F1. And I think it was nice to see. That's probably one of my favorite, like, big box office, big budget movies in a long time that I've seen in theaters. It was cool to see it hang around and pull out a Best Picture nom.
Yeah, for sure. It makes sense. It kind of gives the 10 best picture a little something different too, and that's the kind of movie that they have tended to go for historically. The meat eaters, if you will, they like their cars and that. So kind of a throwback selection, but no surprise there either because we're seeing it in visual effects and some of these other categories and stuff. So it makes sense. Editing.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. And then Begonia and Train Dreams also went ahead and got 4. They got a craft nomination, screenplay nomination to
Yeah.
support its best picture nomination. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure, for sure, for sure. And then I guess touching on one last thing here, best actor. Chuck, you said that fifth one was really up in the air, and Ethan Hawke ended up pulling it out for Blue Moon. Blue Moon also got a best original screenplay. I finally got around to seeing Blue Moon this past weekend, and it's very good. So I am a
Yeah.
Richard Linklater fanboy though, so that
Yeah.
probably bumps it up a point just on its own. But love Ethan Hawke, love Linklater, my favorite director. But I really enjoyed the movie, and he's phenomenal in it. So very cool. Something about Blue Moon, Chuck, is that they wanted to make a movie about Lorenz Hart, that Blue Moon's about for like 15 years, Ethan Hawke and Linklater. And I guess Linklater didn't write the screenplay, so I'm not really sure exactly if this script was just kind of floating around or Linklater had the rights to it, or this guy's a novelist, his only screenplay ever wrote, so I don't know if Linklater had him write his screenplay for him. I'm not really sure exactly how the screenplay came to be, but essentially they sat on this movie for 15 years because Linklater said that Ethan Hawke needed more wrinkles on his face before he would make the movie. And Ethan Hawke was like, dude, that's what hair and makeup's for. But
it could have got a third nomination. What are we doing?
Yeah, but and then Hawke went to say that like Linklater's, he doesn't mind waiting around before he makes a movie, obviously. And so yeah, they waited about 15 years. Though Ethan Hawke had to shave his head for the movie, and they put like prosthetics on his face still. I guess those wrinkles were in fact real. I thought that was funny that I read that afterwards.
Neat. Yeah, that was a Blue Moon and screenplay. It definitely had a chance. There were people calling it. But yeah, Blue Moon fans rejoiced. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, it didn't get nominated over in at the BAFTA though. Like I thought maybe it would also get nominated over there. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that. It feels kind of more of a
it has a British feel, right?
movie.
Like I don't know what the tie is, but like I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost a one-man play. It's not. There's other characters in it, but it really has a play-like feel to it. It's a really, really great movie. Chuck, anything else in general that you want to talk about given award season? The BAFTAs came out. There's the Grammys were yesterday. Anything else you want to touch upon?
I mean, real quick at the BAFTA, I guess we could touch on that. Pulling up, I got some of my notes here.
I do want to say that it's silly that the BAFTA noms come out now after the Academy Awards. I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
Yeah. This was the first year. I'm not sure if that's permanent. I think this is the first time I can remember, in recent years this ever happening. Maybe it's happened. I can't remember it in the last 10 years or so. Do you?
No.
Not to mention the ceremony is like February 22nd or 28th or something, like weeks before the Academy Awards ceremony. So I don't know. Man,
I think it's more so the Academy they announced their noms earlier, maybe because they just want these movies to come back in theaters, I guess, and give them like 2-month period of being Academy Award nominated movies.
I hope so.
Given I mean, I kind of think that makes sense. I'm seeing all of them pop up on streamers. That also could be a thing too, where I'm sure they're signing lucrative first streaming deals. And so maybe it's more, I mean, I was on HBO today and literally one bet after another. And if I had legs, I'd kick you. We're like all over it because they're both streaming on HBO. So, but, BAFTAs, Chuck, anything you want to touch upon?
Yeah, I mean, a couple notes. I mean, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners were your 5 best film nominations. So strong 5, right? I guess there's maybe a big 6 technically with Frankenstein for the Academy. So no surprise there. They went for Sentimental Value over Frankenstein. In director, there's 6 spots for director and the acting categories. So in director, Yorgos Lanthimos popped up here. So and in another way, not really necessarily surprised because I think it was Begonia was longlisted for 12 BAFTAs, so we knew off the bat they were going to like it. So not only did Yorgos get nominated, but Emma Stone obviously got nominated, and with that extra 6th spot, we also saw um, Jesse Plemons get nominated. So that's of note. And then the one other thing, we don't need to spend too much time with the BAFTA, but the one other thing that's worth noting, which you can translate it how you want, but I just think it's just not necessarily the way they wanted to go over here with the British Academy. But Amy Madigan wasn't nominated for Weapons at the BAFTA. She was looking like one of the 2 front runners for supporting actress for SAG and the Academy Award. And now, she was already losing steam. I think Tana Taylor should be the favorite, will be the favorite. I think she will win the Oscar. So I don't know. Take what you will from that. It didn't, with that said, Weapons' low nomination for the Academy was also Madigan. So they didn't love it. It's a horror. Maybe that's what ended up killing it at the end of the day. But yeah, so that's of note, I would say, for the most part.
Yeah, whatchamacallit, Marty Supreme, Odessa Azon got a
Yeah,
nom here.
she's
which is
here.
cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm sure Carrie Mulligan got a Best Supporting Actress nom because she has to every year, I assume, at the BAFTAs.
Yeah, they met their quota of 1 Carrie Mulligan acting nomination. What's
For the
funny
Ballad
is,
of Wallace Island.
yeah, like
Sure.
I actually watched them nominate those read off the nominations live and all that, and I literally didn't realize that she was nominated until like 24 hours ago. I was looking like through an article. I'm like, wait, Carrie Mulligan's nominated? Come on. But who doesn't love Carrie Mulligan? That's not a knock on Carrie.
Yeah, the movie's at 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it's come out in the United States yet. It doesn't have a U.S. premiere. So, I mean...
Crazy.
The cool thing about the BAFTAs is you do see, like, British movies pop here.
You do.
That, like, don't get any love anywhere else. Like, I Swear.
Yeah, I Swear had a good day, man. I think that was also nominated for lead... Oh, what did that get at the BAFTA? I mean, obviously British film. It popped in leading actor for Robert Aramayo.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And supporting actor.
And screenplay.
And screenplay. Yeah, like it's just I do think it's hilarious. It got 5 noms in total. It's hilarious that they do that, but you see that every year too.
It is hilarious they do that, but I mean, yeah.
It's like a random British movie. I'm sure these movies are really good. It's kind of cool that they do it, but it's also hilarious too at the same time.
Right. It's just like it's their wrinkle on their award show, right? Like, come on,
Yeah, and that's
a proud bunch.
Yeah, and that's why you can't take it too
no. Yeah, like we're supposed to be surprised that Amy Madigan wasn't nominated for the American Horror movie over there. No.
Yeah. The very American Horror movie that has like school shooter undertones to it.
Right.
Yeah, shocking.
Well, okay, yeah, right. How about this? How about the strength of Song Sung Blue though? Kate Hudson nominated for a BAFTA. If you told me she wasn't nominated for a BAFTA, I would have said, yeah, duh. I mean, I predicted it because I'm just all in on Kate Hudson, and I love Kate Hudson. And you just and the thing with Kate Hudson too. Let me touch on this one more time. I think this is important to note and important to remember. A lot of times people look at precursors and they try to like point things and they compare this Kate Hudson nomination here to this nomination here last year, stuff like that. Sometimes you got to read between the lines, man. Kate Hudson's an A-list actress. Goldie Hawn's her mother. She's got friends all over Hollywood. That it wasn't your normal. It wasn't your normal kind of I mean, it's a great role too, right? It's a very, very lead role, the emotional core of the movie. Maybe this is a segue into our first movie we'll do, but yeah. So I mean, that's it's pretty cool to see her nominated here. So, but I mean, I think she was more a lock at the Academy than we realize, even.
I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, she's got deep ties in Hollywood, and this is kind of her first serious role in a bit, right?
Yeah, only her second nomination, right?
First one was Almost Famous. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that was 26 years ago?
25 years ago.
Okay, there you go. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, and this is her second Actors Award nomination if you exclude Best Cast for 9. So yeah, Very cool. I mean, also much deserving. Yeah, we can jump into sing-song blue. But
We'll get it right one of these times.
one of these times.
I'm gonna take a sip of water and be back.
I will say that that it probably is a very American movie, but I think Neil Diamond's just like a beloved international singer too. Like I don't doubt the power of Neil Diamond is all I'll say.
I think that's fair.
And Hugh Jackman for that matter.
And Hugh Jackman for that matter. Absolutely.
But all right, Chuck. We've touched on it a bit. Anything on the Grammys you want to say before we call it?
I watched it. Look, I'm a pop music fan guru. I'm an awards fan guru, but I don't know, man. I don't know if just the music didn't do it for me this year or what, but I just thought it was kind of a down year. I love Lady Gaga. I think this is Lady Gaga's worst song. She's up there singing it. I just kept thinking the whole time, like, man, like, I didn't have a great time with it. But it was all right. It was interesting. There were some good performances. I don't know if you heard or saw anything about it. The In Memoriam was awesome. They brought the Fugees out there. Lauryn Hill performed. I mean, it was there were some really cool moments. Some live performances were definitely pretty cool. The new artists, they had them all sing kind of like in a row. They all sang like a verse and a chorus out of their song kind of in a row. That was kind of neat. So the production I thought was pretty neat. It was entertaining. We don't need to hit on the winners or anything. This is a film podcast. Well, we got Bad Bunny, Billie Eilish, usual suspects, man. I mean, it's the same people every year. It seems like, right? And I said, I'm a pop culture guru, man. I didn't even like hear much of this Billie Eilish song. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know.
No, I have almost nothing to add.
Oh, it opened with Apata, which is the Bruno Mars and Rosie song, which was like the jam of the year.
Yeah,
and they opened with that, but it was kind of like it was like a remix version. It was almost like a heavy rock version. I think Bruno Mars was like playing the guitar or some shit. So that was interesting.
Okay, probably
and
better
then,
for the live performance.
And then a tie into our award season in film. Huntrix for Golden in K-pop Demon Hunters won song made for visual media or whatever that category is. And look, man, like that. Speaking of songs that are absolute bops, man, like that song goes very hard. I think that was nominated for Single of the Year, right? So
it was nominated for Song of the Year, yeah.
So I mean, it yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they'll get their moment. They didn't perform. So I'm thinking, here's my.
They're announced to perform the Academy Awards. I saw that.
Okay. I didn't hear that. It takes a little bit of thunder away from what I was going to say. But last year they opened up with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. I think this year they're going to open up with Golden. Everyone's going to be on their feet, and it's an absolute bop. And you're seeing in some of the advertising and marketing for it and stuff. I mean, I love when they kind of have that tie-in. So that's like the theme song of the Academy Awards and award season. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. Soundtrack of the year went to Sinners.
Okay.
Best song for the visual media went to Golden K-pop Demon Hunter.
Yeah. There you go.
Cool. All right, dude. Let's get into song blue. Did I get it right that time?
You got it right that time, man.
The key is to sing it. The key
I
is
can't say if you hit the note right or not, but yeah, you.
Oh God, no! I couldn't have known if I tried. I'm flatter than hell. All right, Chuck. It's been a bit. So some of these movies we hadn't seen. We probably saw it about a month ago.
We saw this movie probably literally 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, so we're this is kind of a catch-all podcast of award movies that just haven't been talked about yet. So some of our memory may be a little bit blurry, but I think we'll do a good job still. Chuck, do you remember going to this movie? What extent of Neil Diamond fan were you before this movie? And we should also mention this isn't a biopic. I think it's a common misconception. We knew before going in that it wasn't, but it's a common misconception among people that it is a biopic. It's not. They're lounge singers covering Neil Diamond.
Yeah, it's named after a Neil Diamond song. You see, the advertising, you see Hugh Jackman, and you say, "Oh, that's Hugh Jackman playing Neil Diamond," right?
Yeah.
Like that's
Well,
that's the era, whatever. No,
yeah.
he's just dressed up as him. He's a Neil Diamond, not cover band, but Neil Diamond. What do they call it?
Oh
Shit.
yeah.
I just had it.
Um
Interpreter, Neil Diamond interpreter.
yes. Yes. Which
He's a
which
Neil.
was a funny which
Yeah.
was a funny bit too that kept kind of happening
Yes, I agree.
because he thought he was like above it, which he kind of was. Yeah.
Yeah, because it seemed like he was very reluctant to do the Neil Diamond thing, right? I think he
Yeah.
wanted to do Elvis and he wanted to do whatever, and yeah, Kate
Yeah.
Hudson kind of says, "Hey, you look like Neil Diamond. You'd be a great Neil Diamond," and he
Absolutely.
was. Let me tell you, he was a great Neil Diamond. I love I love Hugh Jackman forever.
Yeah, for sure.
This was no
Um
great. This was no Greatest Showman in terms of music, but um, you know,
No, but yeah, I mean, for me, Forever in Blue Jeans has been one of my favorite bops for like a long, long time. And obviously, Sweet Caroline, who doesn't like that song?
yeah,
Um, and then I was familiar with a lot of his stuff. I mean, this is one of those movies too where like you'll hear songs being sung, you're like, oh yeah, that's a Neil Diamond song. Like his
true.
discography is pretty dang deep. But yeah, Forever in Blue Jeans, like I absolutely love. But besides that, I mean, I guess I'm not the world's biggest Neil Diamond fan, but I certainly liked him going in, and I've listened to more of him after this movie. Um,
Yeah, I'm about
with
there
that,
with you as far as the extent of the fanhood.
yeah,
Not a big Neil Diamond background. Probably about as much as you.
yeah. Um, before we get into spoilers, though, what'd you think of it?
Um, you know, I liked it. This is the kind of movie that I feel like people might like poke fun at a little bit, and stuff like that, and maybe it didn't meet their quota and stuff, and maybe they even passed on it. But to me, this was a entertaining 2-hour movie with a lot of heart that you know I think it entertained the shit out of me, man. I was happy I saw it. I thought the performances were incredible. I thought Kate Hudson was incredible. Yeah, like I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. I what would you give it out of 10?
Uh, I don't know, man. I'd probably give it like a solid like 7.3.
Yeah, I'm about the same with you. I'm like a 7.5.
Yeah,
Um, I will say that you and I saw a trailer that really did spoil a lot of the movie. So without spoiling anything, like I think I would have liked this movie a lot more if I didn't see that trailer. Just because there honestly is a lot of twists and turns in this movie. It's a crazy real story.
yeah, it's a real story.
Um, And so if you're one of those people, I know there's a lot of people out there that like love movies based on like real people. There's a documentary actually that came out in 2008 that this movie's like adapted off of essentially.
Right.
I think this movie's great for that. The music's really good. Both of them are awesome, I think. I does this movie need to be 2 hours long? Probably not. There's definitely some dragging points in there. But for the most part, I think there's enough twists and turns to keep your attention. There's a lot of really good acting in here, and yeah, it's a great little world that you take a peek into. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great 2 hour movie. I thought it was yeah, it before I saw that trailer, this movie's nothing like I thought it was going to be. But that's a good thing. I really think that this movie actually has a lot more drama aspects to it than you would think. I know our sister did not like that aspect of it, but we both
Yeah.
did. So we can get into spoilers, Chuck. And I guess we'll start off with the big stuff. The trailer that we saw, you clearly see a car like hit Kate Hudson. And so because of that, like the whole entire movie, I was basically waiting for her to get run over, you know?
Yeah. Right. And it
Wh-
happens. Yeah, and it happens a little bit later in the movie, kind of like smack dab in the middle of it. I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hamlet's like smack dab in the middle of it. And so it's one of those things where it's like, because it's based on a true story, you can't be like, what an interesting decision by the writers to have a car hit Kate Hudson's character, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's what happened in real life, which is just like crazy that happened.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, there's a reason. I mean, it was compelling enough subject matter to be adapted into a documentary, I guess. So maybe it wouldn't have been that shocking that something like that happened. But I mean, if you're watching the movie, had no idea, like that's not in the trailer, that just happened. That could have been, maybe that would have played better. Maybe it would have helped it more. You know, maybe the word of mouth would have been, you got to see that, man. There's some wild twists. There's some wild shit that happened in that movie, man. You know?
Yeah, because it's almost like a plot twist. It
Yeah.
almost reminds me of like Gone Girl. How like there's a distinctive first act of this movie, and then tonally the movie changes completely 180 halfway through.
Yeah.
And it's right at them at their peak of their fame, and then the tone of the movie is just almost straight drama, and then like Kate Hudson's acting with prosthetic, and there's almost no singing in the whole entire second half of the movie.
It's just depressing as hell. Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's having heart attacks left and right. The
Yeah.
daughter becomes pregnant.
Jesus. Yeah. Wow. There's more than I forgot about how ridiculous it gets.
Yeah. So on one hand, you could say this movie becomes absolutely ridiculous, and like,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's why that's what a lot of people are kind of feeling when they're leaving the theaters, right? I think it's kind of, they're just like, it's a lot,
yeah,
and it doesn't,
it is a little, yeah, it kind of turns into a melodrama there towards the end, but like,
yeah.
I liked it because like you're really rooting for them, you really care about them, and then it's based on this person's real life. Like I can't be mad that the car hit her. Like they're just documenting pretty much what happened in this person's life. I thought it was super interesting. I think there's definitely a large chunk of the viewing public that would hate that happened.
Yeah.
Our whole entire family being part of that. But I really liked it because it's like at that point in time, you really do care about both characters. They both have their flaws, but like, you're definitely falling for their love story. And then to have that happen is just shitty.
Yeah.
Really, really sad.
For sure. I thought it was kind of cool how they kind of unveiled that like she did lose her leg. Like you see her just like, holy shit, dude. She like I know she got hit by a car, but like she lost her leg. Like that's wild. And they kind of like play it like she wakes up like from a sleep and maybe it was a dream. Then she gets off the bed and just like falls on the ground because like she forgot she had one leg. That was pretty wild. That was an artistic choice.
I agree. Definitely artistic choice. And I think, that was such a great way of doing that. Because I want to say it's almost like 10 minutes, right? It's like a big scene, and then she's in the hospital, and then
they're in the
just like,
hospital. Yeah, like there's some other like weird stuff that didn't happen, like Hugh Jackman didn't Hugh Jackman he had a heart thing, and they wanted the daughter to put the paddles on him or whatever. Like that didn't really happen, right? Like there's a wild sequence there for him.
Ooh, I think that does happen.
Okay, I thought.
Wait, but you're exactly correct. She gets in the car accident. She's in the hospital bed, and then the room over, Hugh Jackman's having a heart attack, and the daughter puts the pads on him and shocks him.
So that really happens.
And then it's a hard cut to Kate Hudson waking up in bed, and then she falls.
Okay,
Dude, I mean,
what a sequence.
So here's the thing about the movie: either you're gonna buy into
Christopher Nolan couldn't have done that.
I know. Either you're going to buy into that and be along for the ride, or you're just going to turn it off and start laughing like this is so ridiculous. What the hell happened to this movie? I choose to buy into it, and I loved it. But like,
you're getting a lot of that from like the pretentious film guy. I feel like you're getting a lot of the kind of laughing in its face and maybe throwing a little back and comment. Okay, yeah, it was touching, this and that. But yeah, if you embrace this and just had fun with it, you don't get a lot of musical movies anymore, so that's another thing.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for this kind of movie. We also saw this right after Christmas, so the holiday season. Like I went in this movie really wanting to like it and very locked in. I really like the Greatest Showman soundtrack, so I'm a fan of Hugh Jackman for much everything, but like especially getting a chance to see him sing again, I was super pumped for. I've always loved Kate Hudson too, so like this movie had me from the get-go, and like I was thoroughly entertained throughout it all.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's a popcorn movie, right? Go see it in the
Oh
theater.
yeah,
Like, I mean, you're not gonna be upset about that. You know what I mean? I'd recommend it. Well, I want to go see a
yeah,
song. Yeah, see Songs on Blue. Why not?
100%.
Especially if you're over the age of 55.
100%. I think it's awesome that Forever in Blue Jeans. There's two things I want to touch on: the use of Forever Blue Jeans and the use of Sweet Caroline in this movie. Forever in Blue Jeans is only sung once. I think they strategically saved it for what was probably my favorite scene in the movie, and it's literally this scene right before Kate Hudson gets run over by a car. They opened for Pearl Jam, which actually happened. Eddie Vedder was actually a fan of this cover band.
Very cool
And
scene. Yeah, that was cool. And reading
extremely
about
cool
that
scene.
afterward. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chuck. And after I finish the scene, Chuck, you can maybe touch upon a little bit more about what happened in real life, but because you were the one that told me about it. But yeah, and so Eddie Vedder comes out to sing with them, and the actor looked just like Eddie Vedder. Comes out and sings with them,
He did.
and they sing Forever in Blue Jeans. That's the only time Forever in Blue Jeans is sung in the movie, and it's with the Eddie Vedder and them on stage opening up for Pearl Jam, which was an awesome scene. Definitely feels like it's a triumphant scene. And then, 2 minutes later, she's getting hit by a car. But
Right.
the Forever in Blue Jeans, that scene was awesome. They definitely did that song justice. I think I listened to Forever in Blue Jeans about 50 times in the span of 3 days after I saw this movie. Yeah, one of my all-time favorite songs. It's hard. Put that song on and try to be in a bad mood or try not to tap your foot. Impossible.
Jam.
Impossible.
I think my favorite Neil Diamond song, it has this moment in this movie too, is Cracklin' Rosie. That song goes
Oh
hard.
yeah. When is Crackle and Rose put in?
I believe that's one of the first songs like they sing and when they first meet, like on the date night, the first time.
Is
Pulls,
that the piano scene?
I think it's the piano scene. I think she pulls out the sheet music and plays it, right? Isn't that where the Cracklin' Rosie is? And I want to
I'm
say
not sure.
they perform it later in the movie too. But regardless, that song's awesome, man. I probably listen to
Yeah,
that song.
that's
I probably listened to
yeah.
that song about 20 times since the movie. I
That
you
song
know
is that song is awesome. I agree. Um and then I love the ongoing thing of how he didn't like playing Sweet Caroline. Um
that's a perfect kind of get. Yeah, that makes sense, right? That's like
yeah.
that sounds about right.
Yeah,
It's
they're like
it's like the Neil Diamond song, so it's like kind of like the song to kind of like hate, I guess. It's kind of like the running gag. That makes sense,
yeah,
and and
100%.
and it played funny.
It played funny. It came up multiple times, even at the funeral scene, all that stuff. Um, and then, yeah, Hugh Jackman dies.
Yeah, man. And I guess that it didn't happen that way. Like we're on spoilers, obviously now.
Yeah,
I always like say it just to make sure, but um,
yeah,
it didn't really happen where they were going to meet Neil Diamond. That never happened. That never happened. In fact, I'm not even sure if they ever did meet Neil Diamond in real life, but he bangs his head. He goes on stage. He's bleeding from the head still at certain points. Scary, man. I thought he was gonna die right then, right?
yeah, like fading in and out of consciousness while
I
he's
thought that was gonna be
performing.
a big moment where he dies on stage, but
Yeah,
he makes it through, and he's in the back of the car,
yeah,
and they're going to some ice cream place, some frozen custard place to meet Neil Diamond, and he finally dies. After all the scares he had throughout the movie, he dies.
yeah,
In real life, I guess he banged his head in a sink, and a week later, he went in for surgery because he had bleeding around the brain and died. That's what happened in real life, I guess. So
like
maybe that
Danny Tanner.
maybe that wouldn't have played as well on screen. I don't know.
No, and I mean that's the issue with this movie is that it's probably a little bit over the top dramatic wise. But um and that's probably why I get to 7.5 and not on the 8s for me.
Yeah, true.
However, um I mean, like, I like that last scene. It was very intense, right? You're on the edge of your seat.
Right.
You kind of think he's gonna die because he's had these like multiple heart attacks throughout the movie. But the fact that he's like actually
True.
gonna die from like bleeding out and internal bleeding, like a hemorrhage in his brain, it's a rough way to kill somebody. I'm
Yeah.
glad that in fact, that's how he did die in real life. And tying it in with the whole Neil Diamond thing, kind of ridiculous. Meeting Neil Diamond, kind of ridiculous. But you know, that's why I get the 7.5 to me. It's the last hour is kind of over the top, kind of ridiculous at
Yeah,
times, but
you gotta make it for Hollywood, right?
yeah, you have some of your shortcomings, but I truly, really did enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think it's
think it'll be in my top 10, but
no, probably not. I don't think I can reiterate enough. I don't think we touched on this. Kate Hudson, like, what a performance! What a voice! Like when I first heard the voice, I think like my dad or something asked me, I'm like, she probably didn't sing. I'm like, what am I saying? She probably sang. Like, and sure enough, she sang. She can sing. I've seen her perform, live and stuff, and she's got an amazing voice. The funeral scene, just incredible.
yeah,
And I mean,
yeah,
the Academy loves a woman singing, so another reason why there's no surprise. She knocked it out of the park, man. I mean, for her alone, yeah, absolutely. That's kind of all I wanted to say before we move on to give her her dues there.
I agree.
Yeah,
She acted in the prosthetic.
yeah.
She gets
Actually,
hit
the
by a
prosthetic, yeah,
car.
she's just the heart of the movie,
She
right?
sings.
I
She's
mean,
the heart of the
Hugh Jackman,
movie
who's usually the greatest showman, he's kind of plays second fiddle in a lot of this to her, really. You
for
know,
sure. For
How about
sure.
this movie would have played really interesting? Let's say instead of Neil Diamond, it was like something else, and it was like 10 original songs, and it was an original musical. That would have been interesting. That
Yeah,
that could have played and worked too. You know,
I agree.
I wonder if they thought about it. I wonder if they thought about going that route instead of using Neil Diamond music. Like maybe we'll mix in Neil Diamond song or two. But maybe we'll make it into an original musical. I mean, Hugh Jackman. I mean, The Greatest Showman was like one of the greatest original musicals of the last 10 years at least. So it's interesting to think.
Yeah, it's too bad that there's not at least an original. But I mean, you're trying to make a movie about these people's lives, so you really can, I guess. But
Hmm. Yeah, and
I
I
do
guess
really
that
want to.
yeah,
I do really want to see Hugh Jackman be in a original musical again,
absolutely.
and I'm sure he does too.
I
I'm
want to
sure
see him
it's
just.
not.
I want to see him just run back like Greatest Showman in terms of like get the team back and just make another great original musical with just really good at its core, because The Greatest Showman's just a whatever movie, but at its core, I think it was great music.
Oh
I
yeah.
love it. I mean,
Um,
whatever. We could do a whole pod on Greatest Showman music. So
quite a bad movie, but
it was a
a
fine movie. It was fine. It's a 6 out of 10. It's a
it's a
5.5.
vehicle to have Zac Efron, Hugh Jackman sing and dance, which is fine, which is cool. I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
So
Um,
this wasn't that, but I'd recommend it. If you missed it, you missed it. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say here. I know we got a lot of movies to cover, so yeah.
we do. All right, Chuck, Hamnet or Sentimental Value next? Which one?
I forgot we were doing Hamnet. I didn't like Ham. Let's get rid of Hamnet.
Okay, I'll take the reins on Hamnet. Um, so Hamnet. I mean, this movie came out a bit ago. I assume if you're listening, you've
We
probably
saw
seen
this even
it.
before we saw the Song Blue.
We did, but we won't spoil it yet because it's probably going to come out in streamers too. So Hamnet, historical tragedy. It's we don't really know a whole lot about William Shakespeare's life other than he existed and wrote all these plays. But we do know that he has a son. Um, that I don't think it's spoiling it. That passed away when he was 11, and so the movie is based off of that narrative. That William Shakespeare had a son named Hamnet who died at 11 years old, and they wrote a movie with that in mind, right? Like it's historical fiction about what that was like for William Shakespeare and how that could have potentially caused him to write the play Ham I keep wanting to say I keep wanting to call wait, what is the actual Hamlet? For the last 2 months, every time Hamlet's come up, I've wanted to say Hamnet.
You kind of want to
And now
say the
it's
opposite. I had a 10-minute conversation with one of my friends. He said Hamlet like probably about 13 times. I didn't correct him once because it even
no,
says in the movie they're interchangeable. You're allowed to. It's the same thing.
It's
when you're
true.
saying when you're saying Hamnet, you're saying Hamlet. When you're saying Hamlet, you're saying Hamnet.
Yes.
I don't know. It's probably more like calling Jack and John, John Jack. It's probably something like that, right?
Well,
Technically.
100%. Or Michael Mike. It's probably
Yeah,
more
but
like Jack and John because at least they're the
yeah,
same length. Yeah, 100%.
right. Although
Uh,
Hamlet is like regarded as one of the greatest plays of all time, trademark, proper name, and Hamnet is the 8-time nominated Academy Award movie. So it's like, yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
and one of the greatest movies ever made.
not even one of the greatest movies that I saw in December. I'll be
And
spoiler
one of the
alert.
greatest movies I saw on that day.
Oh
Probably
my God.
not. I probably
Yeah,
I
I
probably
think
saw I probably saw a TikTok that I thought was better than it.
maybe it was Christmas season. Maybe you watched like the animated Grinch or something.
That's true. The clay animation of Mr. Heat Miser was better than Hamnet.
It got as much Oscar love as Paul Mescal did. 0.
So
I don't think Heat
so
Miser
this
was nominated.
yeah. So I've had to talk about this movie a lot and defend my stance in this movie quite a bit. And so I'm going to try to do this again now that it's being recorded. I think that this movie is incredibly shot. It's a great looking period piece. It checks all the notes that you want out of a Shakespeare time period piece. However, you can literally remove the first 30 minutes of this movie, which it's all about William Shakespeare falling in love with Anne Hathaway, I believe's his, right? That's her name, right? Angus Hathaway in this movie. I don't know why they changed her name. I guess Angus and Anne, maybe short for Angus. Anyways, it's about William Shakespeare falling
they didn't want to confuse people by calling someone Anne Hathaway, I think, in the movie.
Honestly, probably.
I think
So it's
that's
about
what, I
William.
think that's what I read, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
About William Shakespeare falling in love with his bride, future bride, and so the first 30 minutes is their love story, but it's kind of painfully boring. And also they could have just started the movie. We all know who William Shakespeare is. Spoiler alert, right? And so they didn't need to go in that much detail of showing it. Because that's just really painfully boring. The movie gets started super, super, super slow. Once Hamnet pops on screen, the movie starts picking up quite a bit. And I actually liked the way that they killed Hamnet. I thought it was a super interesting way of doing it.
I love that Hamnet's dead.
No, Hamnet couldn't be any cuter.
It was kind of funny how you said that, but I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wish I had a stopwatch because I honestly think Hamnet dies at the 90-minute mark. It's not very 70-minute mark. There's a lot of movie before he passes. And in the tag of the movie,
yes,
we know that Hamnet's going to pass.
I was on this pod in September literally saying this is about after Shakespeare's son dies. That's the synopsis of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so essentially,
I knew it was gonna happen, and it's supposed to be this dramatic scene. It's kind of yeah.
Yeah, and then essentially there's, I don't know, 20 minutes of almost montages of William Shakespeare and Jesse Buckley playing Angus Shakespeare. It almost feels like montages. It might not be, but I saw this movie about 7 weeks ago, so in my head it's all montages. But of just both of them just being super sad and not communicating, and then William Shakespeare's kind of secluding himself from Angus and all of this stuff. And it's just and then what he's writing. He's writing Hamlet. He's writing it. So there's so far we're 105 minutes into a 126-minute movie, and it's beat for beat exactly what you think. So the only thing that's really keeping your attention is the beautiful score, how well shot it is, how well edited it is, and how freaking cute Hamnet is, and how sad it is that they fucking killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, there's really nothing to keep your attention, at all. And it was just so painfully boring. The last scene.
That's fair. Say it like it is. I agree.
The last scene's awesome. The last scene's sweet. I think the last scene, and Jesse Buckley may get nominated just because of the last scene alone. She got nominated probably for the last scene alone, which is justifiable, I think. However, the movie itself didn't need to be made. I don't really know what this movie's trying to tell us. It should be how to deal with a grief of losing a child, but I really struggle to find how that's there. This feels like a 105-minute Oscar bait movie, and then a one standout scene by Jessie Buckley, which is also Oscar bait, just letting her act her pants off. Thank God Mescal didn't get nominated, because I don't think Mescal really does anything in this movie. It's not his fault. He's just not really told to do anything.
He wore an
He's
earring.
just playing sad. What'd you say?
He wore an earring.
He wore an earring, yeah, and he looks sexy. And it's just him kind of pouting the whole entire time.
Yeah, we're on the same page here so far.
Yeah. And so with all that said, this movie is a 5.5 thumbs down for me.
Wow.
I will never see this movie again. I'm tired of Oscar bait. Like, this is like the definition of Oscar bait. I think this movie, it's such a well-crafted movie, but it's just like, and maybe if I was like a huge William Shakespeare guy, that it would be different for me, but man, painfully boring.
Let me piggyback off that. Who is a huge Shakespeare guy? You know what I mean? Like, that's why to even say that, just to piggyback off, like talk about Oscar bait, like a Shakespeare movie with a kid dying, with Oscar winning director Chloe Zhao, you know, at the helm. You know, it's just like, geez, oh man, dude, like, talk about Oscar bait, talk about a movie, and like, you know, and we're supposed to just see it, and we're just supposed to just go along. I mean, I think it's okay. I think it should have shared detractors because of maybe just how unentertaining it was at times. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. So yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of putting my foot down here, where it's just like, this is too much. This is over the top Oscar bait. Like, this was made in the lab to get 9 Oscar noms and to get Jessie Buckley an Academy Award, and it's just like, no, fuck that. Like, there should be other movies that are getting their dues, like Roof Man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, I'm with you. But yeah, you go, boy.
Yeah, man. Anything else to add?
I don't really have a ton to add, man. You'd think I would, because this is, you know, one of the kind of favorites here for award season. But I mean, I don't know. You know, Jessie Buckley's great, but like, even then, it's just like it wasn't necessarily like entertaining. It's just like these real, like, deep dramatic moments, right? Like the death scene and then the end scene is just kind of like, yeah, great, you know. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just pretty aligned with what you said, man. Yeah.
Yeah, the choice of the way they killed the Hamnet, with like, I don't know, the Hamnet, like with like Black Death, the Angel of Death.
Yeah, that was weird, right?
It was weird. I was okay with it,
because there was like a science fiction element to it.
Yeah, but that was finally the first.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it was finally the first interesting scene, though, for me.
Yeah,
where I was like, okay, this is at least interesting. And Jacoby,
I wasn't sure if they were gonna run with that or what. That's true.
Yeah, it was the first like interesting movie. I mean, the first interesting thing they did. And he's gonna die.
The first interesting thing they did. An hour and a half in.
Exactly. Yeah. So I kind of respected they did that. I was like, oh wow.
Just sat there and rolled your eyes for an hour and a half, and then that happened. It's like, okay. Golf clap.
I was yeah. When the Black Death kills Hamnet.
Yeah, the Black Death kills the adorable Hamnet. I mean, speaking of snubs, he got snubbed from the British Rising Star Award, or did he? Is he nominated for the British? He's got to be nominated, right? Well, I didn't think about that. That's not a category I look at. It's not technically considered for the films. It's like their own nomination. Is the Hamnet nominated for the EE British Rising Star Award?
No, he's not. Chase Affinity was.
Snub. I think I forgot to mention
this guy's name is Jacoby Jupe. And get this, Chuck, his only acting credit before this movie was playing Michael Darling on Disney Plus Peter Pan and Wendy.
Wow. He looks like
casting.
A+.
Yeah. Yep. A+ casting.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Looks exactly like
more Oscar bait. We're gonna get the adorable Darling kid.
We're gonna fucking kill him. The Black Death is just gonna have its way with Michael Darling.
I like every time there's like some sort of weird science fiction element, I always say, oh, so it's just Family Matters, because I like to always not, because I'm not a science fiction guy, so every time there's like some like weird science fiction element that gets like shoehorned into something that shouldn't have it, I always compare it to Family Matters. because like Family Matters, like 9 seasons in, they decided that Steve Urkel was going to clone himself. So I just always compare it. I always compare it to that.
Yeah, they decided that they were a sci-fi movie 9
Yeah.
seasons in. Yeah, all your sci-fi lore is from season 9 of Family Matters.
Yeah, right.
That was on CBS.
That's it. That's me. That's my background. Like I see Interstellar and I compare it to Family Matters.
What was the good-looking clone called?
Stefan Urkel.
Stefan Urkel. Man,
Boy, was he smooth.
has there ever been a more obvious jump the shark moment
No.
besides Fonzie jumping the shark?
No, they had nowhere else to go with it. They jumped the shark. I didn't think we'd talk about Family Matters today. It wasn't the plan.
Yeah, it was.
I'm happy we did. Hey, we're just going down the TGI Friday block. You guys did Boy Meets World last spot. Now we're on Family Matters. Although Family Matters was the 8:00 show. I think Boy Meets World was like the 9:00 show.
We'll do Step by Step next. We'll get the old uncle. He's probably not doing anything. What was his name? Cooper or something?
What were you saying?
Cody. What was his name?
Oh, the Code Man.
We'll get Sasha Mitchell to come on next week.
Sasha Mitchell. Yeah,
He's probably not doing anything, right?
They do one of those pods like Boy Meets World does, and do they always make fun of like how Sasha Mitchell is supposed to be playing like an 18-year-old, like a 17-year-old? He's like 32 years old.
Is that how old he's supposed to be in that? I thought he was their uncle.
Yeah,
Is he a cousin?
He's supposed to be pretty friggin' young. And he's like hitting on like Dana, who's like 15.
And actually 15? Man, 90s sitcoms. Can't beat them.
No. Yeah, man. Shout out to you bringing Boy Meets World back into some of these people's the foreground. Yeah. More people got to watch Boy Meets World. I mean, for those that don't know, I'm totally on board with Mike. That's like our show. That's like, that's the rite of passage that's the rite of passage in our family.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have to stick around for what I watch. You could find out what season of Boy Meets World I'm currently at.
Hamnet was so boring. We're talking about Boy Meets World again. We gotta move on. We're already at an hour.
Might talk about Roofman again too.
Yeah, well, good.
I got nothing to say about.
You should see Roof. It's that reason why you should stream Roofman tonight, number 10.
Hamnet sucks.
Hamnet sucks.
All right, now Sentimental Value, I guess. I think Train Dream's gonna be real quick.
My score. I didn't give my score. 6 out of 10
for
me. I guess I'm probably a little higher after what you said, but aligned. 6 out of 10.
Thumbs up.
Oh man, I guess technically. But you know what? If I had a gun in my, you know what? Maybe I'll go 5.9 thumbs down.
Dang. Yeah. I was at the start of this pod, I was thinking my ratings for these movies, and I was gonna go 6.0 thumbs up for Hamnet.
You know what? That's where I'm at. I'm at 6.0 thumbs up. Sorry.
Okay. But
it's still fine. It's in that 60% threshold to me. It wasn't bad enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were you saying? But
I thought I was gonna get the gentleman's 6 thumbs up.
Yeah. That's kind of where it's at. But I appreciate you taking the opposite route.
Yeah.
Going after it a little bit.
I have a lot of issues with that movie, so it's just like, I don't know. It's like Gravity for me, where like I can respect Gravity for being a great work of art. However, I would not show Gravity to anybody that I know or care about.
Sure. Hey man, if we're gonna take a stance against Smashing Machine and they're gonna, all this stuff in some of these movies, you can take a stance against Hamnet. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You enjoyed Smashing Machine and would recommend it to people before you'd recommend Hamnet.
Hey, at least Smashing Machine took a risk.
The next 50 people you meet on the street, they probably would prefer Smashing Machine over Hamnet. The next 50 people you randomly meet on the street.
Yeah, at least Smashing Machine's trying to take a risk. I would say Hamnet is the least risk-taking movie of the year.
That's what I'm saying. That's okay. And that's okay to pan the Oscar stuff these days, man. It's just like it's a new Academy. They're making conscious decisions to like do stuff, and we can make a conscious decision to say we're okay with that stuff.
We're good. Yeah, we're cool, bro. All right. Sentimental Value, Chuck. I'll let you take the reins on this one because I kind of ran with Hamnet.
Everything you said about Hamnet, say it for some. No, I'm kidding. No, having me take the reins here is kind of rough because this movie, I
Okay,
saw.
I can take the reins. You want me to? I'll take the
Uh,
reins.
yeah, at least take the reins.
I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah. I'd rather. I think I'd rather. Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. So Sentimental Value. It's Norwegian. Nominated for what 8, 9 Academy Awards.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Nordic language. Is Norwegian? No, it's in the Norwegian language. I don't know why I try to get fancy and say Nordic.
Yeah,
It's in
it's just Norwegian. Yeah.
It's Norwegian, yeah. It's in the Norwegian language. King would be laughing his ass off. It's in the Norwegian language. It though has some English elements to it, but it's a foreign film. It's about two sisters who kind of deal with grief, to put it, I guess, to sum it up in one blurb. I think that this movie is great, and like, it's a great movie. But I text Chuck this. This is like, I feel like every year I see a movie like this movie, which I don't know. I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to dog the movie really. Like, I think it's a beautiful movie. I definitely think that the last couple scenes were super moving. I won't get into spoilers yet. And, well acted, well crafted, great score, all checking all those boxes. I just don't think it has that X factor for me. Um, when you just see a lot of like these like foreign nominated movies, it's just kind of like this feels kind of like all the other ones in a lot of ways. And I don't know, I'm not trying to like dog it, but I just think it was mixing. I kept waiting for something crazy to happen, there to be a plot twist, or for there to be this like really, I don't know, even the monologues, like the really moving monologues, I was expecting those really moving monologues because it's just like, I don't know, it felt very formulaic, and it felt like a movie that I had seen a lot of times. This is like the in vogue Ford movie, I feel. Like, it has a lot of those elements. But it's done super, super, super well. So this is a very weird movie for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think it's Oscar bait. And I really do like it, and I really do tend to love these kind of movies. These kind of day in your life movies about, two daughters dealing with grief. I tend to really like these movies. And I did, but I don't necessarily think there was this like crazy X Factor moment. And so I give this movie a 7.9 thumbs up, but it doesn't get in the 8s because it just didn't blow me away. And I think maybe I came in with really high expectations that I was going to be blown away, and maybe it just didn't live up to that. But super great movie. If you like foreign movies, I can't see how you wouldn't like this movie. Nominated for Best Picture. Go out and see it. You can rent it on Amazon. I think it's like a little cheaper now, maybe like 10ish bucks. But yeah, I don't know, there's something off. It just wasn't necessarily doing it for me.
Man, we are staying very aligned. I mean, we're right there once again. That's well summed up. It's right to the point where I was thinking about my score as you were talking, and I had 7.8 because I know I gave it 4 out of
Yeah.
5 stars on Letterboxd. You're right. It's a movie that's hard to say much bad about, and
Oh yeah.
it's a great script, a great screenplay, great performances. Um, yeah, man. And to your formulaic point, like it literally is formulaic. It is the formula. It's a neon produced foreign language film that is ran out in these film festivals, and they almost went 5 for 5 in the foreign language categories this year, right? Like, so
Yeah.
that's what they're trying to do. It's like, you're not imagining things. This is kind of, they're baiting you again with this kind of stuff, but at least, it's kind of could also be more in the same vein as like a Parasite. Like Parasite's awesome, and foreign language films deserve their due, and they should be taken more seriously. But yeah, man, like you're right. Like there's just something. I don't even know if there's something missing or what, but just like you're just like, yeah, that was really good, man. But just like, yeah, like it's missing the it factor, like the final oomph, to something I can get behind and want to recommend to people. It's hard for me to do that because I feel like everyone's gonna kind of have the same kind of reaction that we would in a way. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would just
Yeah.
I would steer people the wrong way if I went out of the way and recommended this. But like, you're never gonna say anything bad about this movie. The performances, Stellan Skarsgård's great. He's winning stuff. He's the
Oh,
favorite for the Academy
yeah.
Award. Veteran actor. You know, great cast, top to bottom. It overperformed at the Oscars. You know, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think this is a movie that maybe her I didn't see it in theaters, seeing it at home. I might have lost some of that emotional
yeah,
connection because I don't think I've
that's
ever cried watching a movie at home, but I can cry in theaters.
yeah,
Maybe I cry if I see this movie in theaters, so maybe that hurt it too. Um, but there was just something missing. We can get into spoilers here because there's a lot of this movie that I do like about. Um, and there's a lot of things that I kind of want to get your thoughts on too. Um, I think Ryan loves this movie. I think it might be Ryan's movie of the year. He hasn't told me his
wow.
rankings yet, but he loves this
I
movie.
mean, like,
And
and
I
it's
was
hard
kind of,
to it's hard to like, to criticize that either. That's what's
oh,
so funny
for
about
sure,
it. It's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah,
for sure. Um, the interesting thing about this movie is the fact that it's a movie inside a movie, which once again, I love that concept. So it's really weird that this movie wasn't working for me. If this movie comes out in 2014, it may be like one of my favorite movies of all time. So maybe it's because
yeah.
I've
Maybe
just seen a
the
lot of these
shines
movies.
ran out about the foreign language movies. You just feel like
Yeah.
you're getting like a half dozen of them a year, and you're just like, okay, here we. It's like, maybe this wasn't as good as the last one. Maybe that's part of it. You know what I mean? And you're kind of just throwing them all together as like the Oscar foreign language films, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Even to like the lighting and the production, like everything just felt so like I've just seen it before. And
Almost like drabbing. It was kind of drab and kind of dark for me. It felt like, I don't know. It was kind of weird.
yeah, I agree.
Some of it kind of made me
And
uncomfortable. It was a very sad, very just serious movie.
there's
It was sad. Dark elements. Like,
yeah,
it's sad. The whole
this made
thing's
me
sad. There's not a whole lot of
yeah,
redeeming stuff that goes on in this movie.
I agree. And I text you after I saw this movie, and it made me really reflect on like what what is the formula here? And I do think a lot of it is like there's a lot of like complete and utter silence in these kind of movies. There's points where it feels like no one's talking, which I like. You're like just close ups on actors, a lot of that, a lot of just scenes that just kind of just like linger. There's not really a button on the scene; it just kind of ends.
Yeah.
And it leaves a lot of time for the viewer to reflect, which I really do like. But I think that it just when you I don't know when you see a lot of movies like that, it just kind of felt like, all right, like riding a bicycle, man. It's like, all right, I kind of know where this is going. I kind of know where this is going.
Yeah.
Um, the movie inside the movie, for some reason, like, were you surprised that he was writing about his daughter's death and not necessarily his wife's death?
Yeah. That was interesting. Yeah. I thought everything about the script was kind of weird. Um. Yeah. No, definitely. What were your thoughts on that?
I kind of saw that from the get go.
Yeah. Well,
Because like
it seemed
they
like
hint
he clearly wrote this script and this role for her, right? But it wasn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that's the giveaway is that he really wanted her to be this role. And I forget exactly why, but it's hinted that she's suicidal, right? Early on in the movie
Yeah.
where she at least has
I guess
like
that's the big unveiling, right? You find out that she tried to kill herself, right?
yeah, I think this movie works better if
Yeah,
Elf
I'm trying
if
to think. Like I said, it's been a month since I saw it. So like, yeah, so like they think that he wrote about his mom, right? They think it's about his mom, but it turns out it's
his
about,
mom.
but turns out it's
Yeah.
actually about the
He
daughter.
thinks it's actually about the daughter. Yeah. Which is a really cool, like, I think that should be the moment where I'm like, damn. But
Yeah.
I
Not
saw
not
that
not to mention,
coming.
you actually see the final scene they talk about, and I remember when they're talking about the final scene earlier in the movie about how the kid comes back, which is about like your kid leaves and he comes back and you're about to kill yourself. and maybe that changes your mind that maybe I shouldn't kill myself. I thought that was like really cool. I'm like, ooh, I got to take 5 when I heard that. You know what I mean? And you see it at
Yeah.
the end. You see the scene at the end. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really like that aspect. It's just I think if Skarsgård
It's missing the je ne
didn't
sais
come
quoi.
back,
There's just something you can't put your finger on, right? It's just missing that.
I think if Skarsgård so instead of Skarsgård going back and asking his daughter to be in the movie off the rip, I think if he goes to Elle Fanning at the rip and convinces her to do that film, and then the daughter gets upset at him because they're filming it
I
like in the
like that.
Norwegian language, and and then the daughter's like, the actress, she's like, well, why did you not have me for this role? This is in Norwegian. I can speak Norwegian. You're getting an American actress. And
Mhm.
Dad, this is about your mom. Like, and then she reads a screenplay and she's like, this is about your mom's passing and you're having an American actress play her. She'd be so upset and all this stuff. And then like if you can flip it where like it like the I don't know, and then you can I just feel like I wouldn't have been so aware that this movie was actually about his daughter. But the fact that he was so adamant about the daughter playing that role, I think is what caused me to be like, "Oh, this movie's actually about her." Like I knew that instantly. Like I knew that act 1 scene 3. I was like, "All right, this is actually
Makes
about
sense.
her." So
Makes
when the
sense.
plot so when I think what was meant to be a plot twist or the climax of the movie, the big moment, the big reveal that it's actually about her and not about his mother, I was like, yeah, I saw that coming. Saw that coming an hour and a half ago. And so it wasn't this big swelling of emotions really for me. It was kind of just like, yeah, I saw it coming. The swelling of emotions was because I think Skarsgård's a cool dude. When he fell down outside, when he was like drunk at the end, and then like
Mhm.
that emotional scene with the daughters in
Yeah.
the bed, like that was more emotional to me than what was going on with the screenplay and stuff. Though I thought it was super interesting, and like I usually love that stuff. And maybe it's just my taste is changing because I've seen enough of these kind of movies where it's just
Yeah.
not doing it for me
A
anymore.
bit numb
But
to it, maybe. Yeah.
yeah,
I think one of the emotional
and
moments
then
maybe was supposed to be like with the 2 daughters kind of like hugging on the bed or whatever, like, and
mhm,
they kind of unveil like, yeah, like
yeah,
they're clearly both completely, captivated by the script that they're reading. Yeah, no, I'm pretty aligned, man. I just not a lot of passion for it. Like I get it. I enjoyed it. We both gave it good scores. One thing that's pretty
yeah,
funny that I can touch on, which this is kind of funny. It might actually kind of hurt the movie for me. Literally hours before this, the movie that I saw was your favorite movie of the year, Jay Kelly. And I made the joke that it was the kids who hate their parents double feature. So by the time I saw the
yeah,
Sentimental, I almost rolled my eyes at, oh, here's the kids hating the parent again. Is this just the trope of the year or what? So probably not fair to Sentimental Value because they do it better than Jay Kelly, way better. It's more needed for the plot. um, but yeah, I kind of found that interesting, and it might have hurt me in a way. And also
yeah. It's better that
yeah, and also
no. Go on.
uh, in the Bruce Springsteen movie, you also kind of have the kid who's kind of mad about the way the parents treated him for all those years. Still, like I say, it's kind of the ongoing theme of some of the movies this year.
Yeah, absolutely. You're lucky that you saw it that way though, because if you would have saw this movie into Jake Kelly, Jake Kelly would be
Yeah,
like the worst movie of all
oh,
time, I
Jake Kelly
think.
never would have stood a chance. You're right. Great call.
And
Great
then the
call.
Bruce Springsteen movie at the end.
Yeah. Then I see Bruce Springsteen movie yesterday. Yeah. Fuck.
um, yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, but this movie is very much a movie about generational trauma, as those other two movies are. And I think we could be in agreement here that this one by far does it better than the other two.
Absolutely.
With the Bruce Springsteen one doing it completely the worst. Completely the worst.
Yeah.
Um,
Bruce
I
Springsteen.
didn't think
That just
Skarsgård.
God. God.
Yeah, the
We're not
issue with
talking
the Bruce Springsteen one is that. Well, no,
that
I'm gonna take
felt
it here.
that felt like a trope. That just felt like, oh, the drunk parent. Like, come on. And even if it's true.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. What I liked about this movie is that I honestly didn't really hate Skarsgård's character at all. I kind of liked him, which is great.
He was definitely a
for this
dickhead,
movie to work,
but it was it was a very compelling character. He like, he's like a director, like, yeah. Kind of a mysterious kind of character,
charismatic.
He goes off on the reporter, the Netflix reporter, in the one scene or whatever,
Yeah.
I thought he was going to try to. Yeah, that was funny. I thought he was going to try to bang Elle Fanning at one point, but I guess that didn't happen.
I think it was implied.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I actually don't know if it was implied.
The American actress in the literal movie was Elle Fanning. Like, speaking of bait, I mean, we got a little bait going on. A little bit.
For sure. I actually like that there was the American component. I like the Netflix.
Yeah, Neon knows what they're doing. They made it take Elle Fanning for the ride, but she got nominated. Go on. Yeah, the Netflix thing. Yeah.
The last thing I want to say is the last scene in this movie, which is like, once again, this is something I would have loved so much. I think like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I agree.
The last scene in the movie. Did you know it was on a soundstage until it was revealed? Were you surprised by that?
I think no, I didn't necessarily know it was on a soundstage. I thought maybe it was just the house renovated.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be.
Knew it was a soundstage.
Did you? Yeah, I don't think I necessarily did. People always say that. Maybe my brain works different than people. Maybe I'm just kind of like, ooh, I just kind of like follow the movie a little more than, like, I'm not. I don't know, man. Sometimes I can get there, but yeah, I didn't get there on this one. Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah.
What? I don't know. Like, it's a shame because this movie should have worked for me. This movie should have worked for me like a lot, and it didn't. And it's just weird. It's weird because I think between the script actually being about the daughter, not being about the ex or the whatever, and then the last scene actually being them making the movie and not the daughter actually killing herself is like awesome, and that's stuff that I would typically fall over for.
Yeah, that's true.
I just knew it was a soundstage. I think it could have been shot better. I don't think they should have shown the house being renovated, but unless they wanted us to know it was a soundstage, because that was definitely a choice. Because they could have just had a replica, or I don't know. This movie might have been shot on soundstage. I don't know, or made a soundstage that looked very, very close to the house. But they intentionally showed them like fixing up the house. And then ended up being like a shot-for-shot scene that they talked about earlier about the kid coming back, which is super sick and all. But I don't know. I think they wanted the viewers to know it was a soundstage before it was revealed. I don't know. I'm still having a tough time kind of putting my finger on it.
I'm almost trying to remember. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I have an exact take on that. Like, I'm not sure if I remember how I thought when I was watching it. Maybe it didn't occur to me that it was that
because Ryan really
big of a deal. Yeah. Yeah, just maybe it didn't stand out.
I mean, it's... Well, because Ryan really liked that aspect of it. He's like, oh, man, I almost started crying, and then it's a soundstage. And I was like, well, I fucking knew it was a soundstage. Like, I wasn't crying. I was literally rolling my eyes like, the soundstage trope. Here we go. Like,
so, like, what's the sound? Like, what's the meaning? Like, what do you mean by that? Like,
well, if it's the actress, what's her name? If Nora Borg, who is Gustav Borg's daughter, so Skarsgård's daughter, that actress, we know she's suicidal, and the last scene is her what we think maybe actually committing suicide. However, it's not. It's just her acting out that scene.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it was the movie. Is that what you're saying? Maybe I'm missing what you're asking me. I knew she was acting in a movie. Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then thank you. So the last 3 or 4 minutes of the movie, I never for a second thought that she was going to kill her.
Oh, you're trying to say to say there's an angle that she's trying to fucking kill her, that she's actually killing herself in the last scene? Oh, I thought I knew all the way.
Yeah.
So you kept saying soundstage. I thought maybe you were trying to say like they didn't film it in the house, and that was a bummer because they wanted to film it in his house. I thought
No,
that's
no,
where you were
no,
going with it. Nah, man, I
no.
knew
Sorry.
damn
Yeah,
right. Okay, I'm sorry. We're on the same page now. I knew damn right that was the movie. Yeah, for sure. I did
yeah,
not think
yeah. And so,
Renee or whatever her name is. I did not think that she was literally going to kill herself because at that point they're hitting
yeah,
towards her doing it, right? And like, and you see the kid who he wanted to be actually casted in the movie. So you see him, you're like, okay, this is the movie. Yeah. So that's what I thought
yeah.
for sure. We're on the same page
Okay,
now.
yeah. Well, and okay,
So wait,
well, good, because I thought it
Ryan
was so
didn't?
obvious.
Ryan didn't? Ryan thought she was killing herself at the end?
Ryan, yes, and so Ryan said that was really moving, and then he's like, when you then you realize it's the soundstage, and I was like, to me, it was obvious that was clearly the movie being acted out. I didn't think that
Yeah,
was necessarily supposed to be some massive reveal,
right. I'm
but it
with you.
sounds like for you too that
No,
yeah,
no. In fact, when I saw him, I'm like, oh, cool. She's finally doing the movie. Sweet. This is gonna be the last scene. Cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So I didn't necessarily. I mean, there's clearly the one scene where you're not supposed to know that the movie's about her, but then it clearly is. You know,
Right.
they clearly
Uh-huh.
revealed that it is. I don't necessarily think that last scene is made you to think that she's going to kill herself.
I don't
the
think
movie's
so.
kind of resolved at that point.
Yeah, I think we've
Yeah.
already. I
Okay,
think we've
cool.
already established that's not going on. Yeah. I don't even
Exactly.
necessarily
Okay, cool.
think that
Yeah.
they want people to think that. If Ryan thought that, good for him. Then
I-
it probably would have played a lot better. Probably would have played
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't think so either because I think they give so many hints that it's that they're filming an actual movie. I feel
Yeah. No, I agree with that for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like that, and then it was more so like this is cute type thing than for me getting like some emotional swell at the end. You know?
Yeah, we already knew what the
So.
scene was all about, what the scene looked like too. So like, we didn't think that was like we knew we were watching the movie at that point. We knew what it looked like because like he actually like because
Yeah.
he like shows Elle Fanning like this is where it's gonna happen, and I think he lies to her and tells her that's the
Yeah.
stool that she actually used to that his mom actually used to kill herself, which
Like,
was
and
fake.
they're like-
It was from
and they're
IKEA
like,
or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. They bought it from IKEA. Yeah, that was funny. Anyways,
Same
yeah,
page.
it's a very
I'm
good
with
movie.
you.
Just fell a little short for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Same page. It could have been better. I liked it. Maybe I'm being a little hard on it, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe just a bit formulaic. I don't know. It was really good though. I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about it.
it is really good. I mean, we sat here and talked 20 minutes about it, and a month after we watched it. So I mean, that speaks a lot about it.
Yeah, this was good. I never talked to anyone
All right.
about that movie yet. So that this was kind of nice. Like I
Me and
literally
Ryan kind of got in a drunk argument about it.
I never had a conversation about that movie with anyone. I don't think. I recommend a lot of films to our dad, but that's one I couldn't recommend to him for a variety of reasons.
So, Train Dreams, Chuck.
Yes.
You want the reins here? I can take the reins.
If you want me to do one, this would be the one I should probably do. I can sum this up a little bit.
All right, take it. Yeah, it's your movie. This was by far your best pick of the draft. And the movie it starts in the summer of 1917.
Okay, so summer 1917, man meets a woman. They start a life together. It's in the Pacific Northwest. Joel Edgerton and why am I drawing a blank on my girl here?
Felicity Jones
and Joel Edgerton. Yeah, they meet at a church, they get married, they start a life. He's a he's a logger. He cuts down trees, he travels, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, man. Hijinks ensues.
Hijinks ensues.
No, yeah, it's kind of
pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, man, what a sad movie.
Manchester by the Sea meets Pacific Northwest.
That's what it is. It's kind of just like a character study, kind of like a vehicle just for Joel Edgerton just to like act with his face. The strength of this movie is the cinematography. It could win best cinematography at the Oscars in a month. I would not be surprised. I think it's one of the only 2 true contenders, probably.
Arguably should.
Arguably should. Yeah. Maybe I should let you take the reins on it. Just maybe you give a little better synopsis, but yeah, that's kind of the plot. Slow burner.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what would you score it?
I liked Train Dreams. I did. I thought it was kind of a good change up from some of the other movies I've been seeing lately. I liked that it was a breezy hour 42. That was cool as shit. I liked that it was the best looking movie I saw this year. You know, I'd be remiss if I really gave that movie too higher of a score than probably Sentimental Value. I mean, it's kind of, but I did get a 3 point. I'd say that's a solid 7.3 out of 10 for me.
We're pretty much right in line today. I'm a 7.0 on Train Dreams. You kind of summed it up well. I think this is a movie that it sucks as a Netflix movie because this is a movie that I think seeing on the big screen would help it a lot. Because like what Chuck said, it's probably visually the best looking movie of the year. I'd have to take a second to think, but I think this would get my vote for best cinematography of the year. Pacific Northwest is obviously just a stunning place to set a movie in.
Yeah.
Kind of get lost in there. And so even though this movie is a slow burner, yeah, this or Frankenstein, looking at the noms, would get my vote.
Although
even though it's a slow burner, you think Frankenstein's going to win?
I think Sinners is probably the favorite. Go on. Yeah, I know.
Why? Because there's a filter on it.
That was very dark. That was a very dark movie. I felt like that movie. I felt like the whole scene was shot that whole movie was shot at night, and it wasn't like. But whatever. We're not talking about Sinners right now.
No, we're not. Train Dreams. This is also a movie that I knew was based on a book. Like you could just tell. Like I didn't know going in, but like 20 minutes in, you're like, this is a novel. I bet the novel's better. Because it's just a lot of just Joel Edgerton, just his face. I like the one-man movies in the wilderness.
Based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
That's what the novel's called?
No, that was a joke. Precious was based on the novel Push by Sapphire. Sorry, that was a Precious joke that maybe didn't land. Someone got it. Go on. I'm interrupting you. Go on. Netflix movie based on a novel.
What a joke. And yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of Joel Edgerton, like one-man movie a lot of the time, a lot of close-ups. He's awesome. He's phenomenal. He's got great range. And yeah, I just love seeing him work. William H. Macy has a wonderful supporting role. Our guy, our hero.
He's like me and Michael. We always just kind of joke about that guy. He's just our favorite, just kind of like, like every man character actor, just a consummate pro, just all time old Hollywood meets just the legend.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this is like this is like such a William H. Macy role. Like he had to play this role.
Speaking of Oscar bait, we're gonna give William H. He probably thought he had a great chance to get nominated here, man. 10 minutes. Are we in spoilers?
No, I mean we can't get in there. So I'm a 7.0. You gotta like artsy movies. But if you're in the mood for like, if it's a late night, cold winter night, you gotta, got some soup. You just want to stay in and kind of just, it's a movie where you don't really need to think very hard. Like it's a slow movie, but it's not like you're kind of just along for the ride and you kind of let things happen. Like I was very relaxed watching it. It's like sad and stuff, but like.
Me too.
I weirdly had a good time with it. because like the Pacific Northwest is so beautiful and it just looks so good. And Joel Edgerton's such a compelling actor that like, and it's a breeze. Like it's a movie
Yeah.
that I think it's a movie that I think people are going to see, and some people are going to be like, holy shit, that movie was painfully boring. And then some people are going to be like, oh, you know, Train Dreams? That was solid. I saw that on Netflix. I really liked it. Oh, Joel Edgerton got nominated? That's cool. I don't think it'll be anyone's favorite movie of the year, but it's a super solid movie. I'm happy it got nominated because, like you said, Chuck, it's a little bit different than the other 10 movies. And so I think it's cool. It helps kind of diversify what happened here. You know, it's a movie about a white male. You know, we needed one of those.
We needed it.
So with that, we needed it. Nothing screams diversity like that. And so with that said, Chuck, we can get into spoilers now. I called this Manchester by the Sea meets the Pacific Northwest. The classic point in this movie, the hijinks that Chuck was referring to, is the fact that a log cabin burns down with Felicity Jones and their young daughter in it. And then Joel Edgerton holds out hope for the whole entire movie.
One of the saddest fucking things you can imagine. Like, it's so sad, man.
Yeah.
There's even a flashback at one point of like what Felicity Jones and the daughter might have experienced and how it might have went down. He comes back from one of his logging expeditions and he sees that there's a forest fire and he panics, and sure enough, he loses everything, including his wife and kid. I mean, just horrible, man. So sad. Like I said, I think I told you, yeah, you got to see that one. A real knee slapper. Hilarious.
Yeah. Then he's essentially a nomad for like 45 minutes and he hops on a plane, and I didn't get the plane thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the plane at the end, that was supposed to be some sort of just like real kind of like arty kind of shot, like got the close up on the face. I don't know, man, that was weird. William H. Macy dies. He gets hit with a fucking tree. They kill William H. Macy.
Macy has this like awesome music. He has this great musical number.
How do we get Train Dreams getting
has a great?
He's nominated for Best Original Song. No, he's not, but someone is. Why not just have him sing the Train Dreams song at the end? They probably would have had a better chance.
Might as well. Yeah, why not? He has a knee slapper scene with a pair of dynamites.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but in all its seriousness, the 20 minutes.
I think that's the one scene in the movie that plays for laughs.
I think it is.
Yeah, probably.
The 20 minutes of the movie he's in, he's like awesome though, and like to be honest, the movie missed. Like you really miss him when he dies. You're like, fuck, that was like
you could have done more.
One of the bright spots of this movie. Yeah. And he goes out the same way that Hugh Jackman goes out and sings Song Blue.
Wow, that's true.
By a brain contusion, yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, they both fucking bang their heads and slowly die. But he like speaks gibberish and then goes into a coma. Probably more accurate in what would actually happen if you got hit by something in the head like that. But
true. You want to go to Frozen Custard with Neil Diamond.
No, you wouldn't. But anyways, they both Danny Tannered themselves. Oh, sad. Rip off Saget. I'm sorry. It's been 5 years. And
we're making sure we mention every 90s sitcom on this pod.
Who's gonna drop a sister reference?
Go home, Roger.
I lost my train of thought. That's Train Dreams.
That's Train Dreams, baby.
I don't know.
It was solid. I saw it
it's a waste of Felicity Jones.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a waste of Felicity Jones. I mean, let's be honest. You're making this movie. You want to be nominated for an Oscar. You know, there's a song. There's great cinematography. Netflix is behind it. You're gonna go out and get Felicity Jones, right? She's great in everything. She stole scenes last year in Oppenheimer. But yeah, waste of Felicity Jones.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I kind of thought she was going to come back. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of holding out hope that
we got to mention that. That's a big scene.
Longer than you probably. What when they
he's sitting
Let's
out there,
see.
and
When-
a girl comes back, like,
Yeah.
we don't know, and he thinks it's his daughter, and for a second there, I thought it might have been his daughter, and I still think it might have been his daughter.
Yeah.
She takes off in the night. I don't think it was the daughter. No, but boy, would that have been a
I
fascinating
thought he just
twist.
hallucinated that.
Well, he might have just hallucinated that
He
too.
just hallucinated that.
Yeah, and he probably did. But I mean, they don't come out cut and dry. They don't come out cut and dry and say yes, it was hallucinated. You know what I mean? So who knows?
No.
But how cool would that have been, man? She became one with the woods, then comes back. I've been wild. Maybe that would have worked. Yeah.
No, that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was holding out hope. I guess that's what we're supposed to do watching this, but super sad. And then he hops on an airplane and drives away.
Never to be seen again. Never to be nominated for an Oscar again.
The narrator recounts that Robert died in his sleep in the cabin in November 1968, leaving no heirs.
I'm like, good. One more real upbeat. One more real upbeat note to leave us with.
Yeah.
Like, cool. All right.
But that on that spring day in the plane, as he misplaced all senses of up and down, he felt at last connected to it all.
And then you turn it off and you
just
put on
like Sandlot, just like the voiceover that ends Sandlot.
Yeah. Then
Probably what some people did.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, that's all I got in Train Dreams, man. It was solid. It's fine.
Yep.
Low sevens.
Yeah, I agree. What have you watched?
I got a few things to say here. I watched Groundhog Day.
Oh, nice.
Groundhog Day is one of my comfort movies, one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite screenplays. Groundhog Day, Monday, February 2nd. By the time this comes out, it will be Groundhog Day for sure. Probably past Groundhog Day. But I watched Groundhog Day, man, and I fucking love that movie, dude. It's kind of like a bit of my people watch A Christmas Story on Christmas for like 24 straight hours from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. They show it like 5 times on AMC. I just have it on all day, and I'm usually Monday's my day off. I just have that thing on. I watched Groundhog Day 2.5 times.
Nice.
And yeah. So watch that. I'm getting caught up on a lot of these movies that I can. There's only a handful of stuff left to see. What else did I watch on cable? Oh, another one of my favorite ones. When it comes on cable, I have to watch it. Step Brothers. I watched Step Brothers the other day, and man, so fucking funny every single time. I've seen it so much though that it's almost like I'm kind of good now, but like still one of the funniest movies of all time.
Does it work on cable?
No, but at least I know what the words are. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like you've had to see it not on cable in order to enjoy it on cable.
Yeah. So that's it. That kind of sums it up. One more note. I'm going to the Cleveland tennis Challenger, the Challenger Tour tomorrow. And yeah, you know, it's kind of a tie into one of our favorite films from last year, Challengers. So no word if Zendaya will be there, but so that's something else that I will be watching.
You should just bring a boombox and play the score.
God, that'd be so awesome, man. Trent Reznor.
It'd be so sick. That's cool. Where's it at?
It's in like Mayfield, like the Cleveland Racket Club. It looks like a nice country club, little bar, little like a lounge area, and then there's just two big old indoor tennis courts. And I was watching a little bit on the DraftKings app today because I'm a degenerate, and they have live call, like the system they use for Australian Open. So there's not just volunteers calling in and out this year. So looking forward to it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day. It's been a long, long time since I've seen Groundhog Day. I didn't know you liked Groundhog Day that much.
You know what? The funny thing is, I've always liked it, but in the last like 5 years, I would say I really respected it more, and I don't know, something, I just really like the screenplay. Just I don't know, that's the kind of screenplay I would want to write. There's a lot of comedy. You're not reinventing the wheel. It's just I'd say in the last 5 or 6 years though, I I've always liked it, but yeah, it's you know, it's probably making its way into my top 50 films of all time or something like that, for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's one of the. I mean, we talked about 90s sitcoms quite a bit, but almost every 90s sitcom had their own Groundhog Day episode after Groundhog Day.
That's true. That, speaking of tropes,
became a trope in
the
itself.
ultimate trope. Yeah.
The ultimate trope is, I don't know what to do. Let's do a Groundhog Day. I swear that like every year Hallmark comes out with a Christmas movie that's just Groundhog Day.
Yeah, for sure.
And they always kind of hit.
Or Freaky Friday, or both.
Or both, yeah.
Or both in the same movie.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, yeah, but I always kind of enjoy that trope. It's been a bit since I've seen Groundhog Day. We talked about maybe doing a rewind, but maybe next year.
That'd be a really good rewind for and I would recommend pulling it up. You need something to watch tonight. Yeah. But if it's been a while, it's gonna hit for you.
It's been a while. It has.
Andy McDowell. Andy McDowell, great 90s babe, daughter, Margaret Qualley's mom.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
I did not. I think I knew she had famous parents, but I don't think I actually.
Yeah, her mother plays the love interest in the movie, Rita.
Kind of looks like her now that I'm thinking about her.
Yeah,
right?
it looks, dude,
yeah,
and like she's like as old as Margaret Qualley is now in that movie, and they have a lot of the same mannerisms. That's always interesting. Big fan of both of them.
Been a while. What did I watch? I finally watched K-pop Demon Hunter, Chuck.
Wow. We can touch on that a little bit here. We can touch on that a little bit. What'd you say about it?
I don't like that movie.
Thank you.
I mean,
it's became like the Everything Everywhere All at Once of the year, where people are just like going along. Yeah, it was great. The animation, dude. The animation I thought was stupid looking. I thought the plot was insanely stupid. I thought there was no character development. I thought there was one good song. I listened to all the songs.
And it's the first song.
And they don't even play it all the way through. And there's no reprise at the end. There should have been like a big reprise final scene with that song. And I think I would have liked the movie a lot more. Because that movie is that fucking song. That song's awesome. It's a great pop, just banger. But yeah, man. And dude,
I think I would have liked it more.
Yeah.
Go on.
The runtime, it's like an hour 40. Then like an hour 22 it just ends. There's like it must be like 18 minutes of credits or something. I don't know if you picked up on that.
No, yeah, it does. It goes by. You know what? It doesn't go by as fast as it should, though. But it does go by fast.
No, it doesn't go as bad as it could. It was kind of painful. I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah, it reminded me of like a low budget Saturday morning cartoon. Like a low budget one though.
Unlike WB.
On WB, like like a really low budget one, not even one of the good ones.
Freakazoid.
Yeah, and it felt like the screenplay was written like in 2.5 minutes on the back of a napkin, and it really felt like they had a great.
Supposed to be like this is some sort of groundbreaking thing. It's just like as if Disney has been making animated musicals for the last 100 years. Come on.
Yeah, and
don't
give
me
things
that.
where
it's like the song came first. And they just threw something around it. And then they had Netflix building it up. And then it got this cult following because the song's so awesome. And people love standing, Yeah. Yeah. That's what happened there. And it's going to win 2 Academy Awards.
Yeah. No, I think I would have saw it in June before everyone fell in love with it. I would have liked it more. But I mean, I'm not the target demo for it.
Yeah. See, I want to say that too. I'm not the target demo. I don't want to sit here and pan it too much. It's just that every person I respect who has reviewed the movie is giving it 4 stars and just saying how great it is. It's just like
no, it's a thumbs down for me. I'd give like a 5. I would never watch it again.
I think I gave it 2 stars.
People that I've talked to a couple people about it and they're like, oh, I watched it with my niece and nephew, they love it. I'm like, I'm sure it's a movie made for like
that's why I try to be too hard on it, because that's who it's for.
But people are treating like it's not that kind of movie. That's my issue with it.
Yeah, I know. Like people were like,
it's a bad animated movie. Like it's a really, really bad animated movie. I feel like there wasn't even like adult. Like they weren't even keeping the adults in mind.
No, like what is going on?
Bad. I was kind of I thought I was going to kind of like it. I was kind of disturbed with how bad it was.
And they should have just played the song. They should have just played Golden like 6 times throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Don't you think there should have been a big reprise at the end at least? Like they should have debuted at 10 minutes.
I was shocked there wasn't a reprise at the end. Right. I was shocked.
They should have debuted at 10 minutes in, like we're debuting the movie or the music, and it kind of cuts off. But at the end, they should have had like I don't care. It would have been a more classic ending. Like they finally go on stage and sing in its entirety, and it's the big breakdown. And I don't know. I would have liked it more because that movie is that song.
I agree.
More of what you watched, Mike. Sorry.
Oh, if I had legs, I would kick. I'm an hour in. Nice. I was watching it, waiting for Chuck to start this podcast. I have an hour left. So
yeah. Well, that's good. At least you got something done in that time. I have not seen that movie yet, so you're an hour ahead of me.
Yeah, I won't give my review on it yet. I think I saw No Other Choice before last pod. I did. Everything else, I don't think there's anything else notable. Boy Meets World. I am on season 6, episode 14 of Boy Meets World on my rewatch.
I didn't even get yours.
I didn't even get yours. That was, I think that's season 5, right?
That was season 5. So you're on 6. Yeah, you're moving right along.
Yeah, so they're in the thick of college right now. But yeah, it's been super awesome. Really easy, digestible show that I've seen a bunch of times. But I would say probably the first time in 10 years that I've rewatched it. And I think now, like actually rewatching on Disney Plus, you're better at binging it. It's you can actually keep the timelines in order, because when you watch it on TV when it was, on Freeform, on ABC Family, and you're watching like 2 episodes a day, and then you kind of forget what happened in season 2 when they refer to something in Sean's life that happened like 2 seasons ago. Yeah.
No, what you're doing for something that you like so much and it is so good is very cool that you're doing it that way.
Yeah, because now I'm actually able to like piece together the timelines and like I never knew Sean's mom was only in 3 episodes, all in season 3, all in season 4, season 4.
Yeah, I can barely envision what she looks like. Was it Myrna?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Yeah. I want to be normal, Chad.
Yeah, right. I'm imagining her as like a Laurie Metcalf looking actress.
Yeah, basically. But it's interesting. There's a couple episodes where it's like you're watching an episode of Roseanne, where like the trailer park is, basically the Matthews house. It's interesting.
Yeah. They have the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
Is that like season? What season's that? 4, 3?
Season 4. Season 4.
Yeah,
yep.
Pretty forgotten episodes in there. I'm sure that pop up. There had to be an episode or 2 that you watched. You were like, "Damn, man, I've probably only seen this episode a handful of times." And there's probably some you saw that are just like classic that you're like, "Damn, man, I've probably seen this one 50 times."
100%. Yeah. There's something that I could like quote, and then the one that caught me off guard is the one where it's the Eric one-man show's the B story, but the A story is Sean and Corey. Sean's dating a girl, and she refuses him to hang out with Corey anymore because she hates Corey, and they're like star-crossed lovers.
The tall blonde chick.
The tall blonde girl, yeah. They're like star-crossed lovers. They're calling each other on the phone.
That one's so good. They're in the library. There's the bee on the cupcake or whatever, and that cupcake was for me, right? Oh, Corey or whatever. Yeah, it's so funny.
And like,
so
did
funny.
And Sean's like, she found the cinnamon roll receipts.
So good, man. So good.
So funny. And then the Eric one-man show B story might be the best B story. That is so funny. And I don't really remember that episode.
Alan and Amy and feeding the crowd just like reacting, just cringe as hell to how absolutely ridiculous it is. So funny, dude. So good.
And then Feeney goes on stage in the tag at the end. He's on stage with Eric.
Okay, yeah. I do recall that.
So funny.
Awesome, best sitcom ever.
And then the drinking episode, because they wouldn't show that on Disney Channel. I've only seen that one like one time.
Yeah, that's a weirard one. That's when
the only thing I remember.
That's when I sniffed out a little bit. Just probably watched it streaming a couple times because that's when you don't see much of. Kind of awkward.
Yeah. The only thing I remember is that they pee on the cop car. Like I didn't really remember anything else. It's funny, yeah. But
he relapses though, right? Like he drinks more like in a later episode, or right? Isn't there something like that?
yeah, and I remember when Sean drinks more because that's the one. I'm a damn Navy SEAL.
That's yeah. So a couple episodes later, he continues to drink. Is that what happens?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Wow. Okay.
Season 7.
Does she break up with him and then it triggers it and he starts drinking? Is that what happens? Angela.
Well, that's what triggers Corey. Him and Topanga. He cheats on Topanga.
The original, yeah.
Which is a great concept, right? Like
yeah.
That would be the time to do a drinking episode, right?
True,
and so
yeah.
kudos to them. But yeah, Sean drinks after Chet dies while he's like and then Ghost Chet comes back and talks to him. And then he goes back to the house and Mr. Matthews yells at him.
That's not even the same season, right?
That's season 7. It's like 3 seasons later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're deep in the weeds here, though, so we can.
Yeah. Next pod will be top 10 lists. My top 10 lists, Keegan's top 10 lists, everyone else's top 5, and we'll crown a movie rebrew top 10 movies of 2025.
Still letting Keegan get his 10.
Still letting Keegan get his 10. I think it's only right.
I'm cool with that. Mostly because I gotta be honest with you, I don't know if I could come up with 10.
Yeah.
I'll be content with my 5. Maybe my 3. No. Maybe my 1, Roofman.
Yeah, it's my favorite pod of the year, so it should be a fun
awesome.
one.
So when are we looking at that?
I think mid-February, a couple weeks.
Wait, awesome.
But thank you, Chuck. You'll be probably back on before the Academy Awards for sure.
I'm going to tease that a little bit. I'm looking forward to the Academy Award pod. That's my favorite pod. We'll do all our predictions. Try to get it out at least a few days before the Academy Awards, so it'll be a bit actionable. Although for me, man, I take my picks down to the wire, so who knows? I'll be changing and shit. But looking forward to that. And maybe we'll run a little contest or something too. We'll see. Yeah,
we should run a contest of sorts for sure. That would be fun. All right, Chuck. Well, take care, man.
Thank you. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Sometime you exploded, drop a few lines when I catch you through the static.